Welcome, everyone. This is Elsie Kerns, and tonight we have a very special webinar. Our guest is Tom Paladino, and he is the expert on scalar wave energy. So we're going to jump right into the future with Tom, and I'm going to share the screen. Okay. So, of course, this is how to reach Tom, and he has a very special gift for everyone that's on tonight. And the fascinating part that Tom is going to talk about is that all of his work is done remotely. He's located in Florida, and that's because all of your energy is contained in your unique scalar light signature photo. So we're going to find out more from Tom exactly how this works, and he's going to take us in to the quantum physics energy of the universe. Just before we begin, we're going to do that May I meditation. Okay, so everybody take a breath and let go of what's going on all day long. And let go and bring your palms together. Bring them up on top of the crown, and we say, may I know the truth. We come down with our thumbs across that third eye. May I see and hear the truth. Coming across the lips, may I speak the truth. Down to the heart, may I speak the truth through my heart for all of humanity. And we're just going to add this cleansing prayer. I am now choosing to cleanse myself and release any and all thought forms, beings, situations, and energies that are no longer of service to my highest and greatest good. Across all planes of my existence, across all universes and lifetimes, I ask that all energies that are less than love be transmuted for the highest good of all. And so it is. You can find out more at yourluminous.com. So here's a great picture of Tom with a few things, experimenting with his fascination, of course, for light. And for many years, he's been the leading authority on scalar energy waves. And he also, again, as I said earlier, has a special offer for everyone attending tonight. This is a photo of one of the custom-built scalar light instruments that he is able to negate the molecular bonds of pathogens, viruses, bacteria, fungus, protozoan. We're going to learn even more about that. So let me stop there. Tom, welcome.
Thank you so much.
And I'm going to put you on speaker view. So Tom, what does scalar energy, where does this actually originate? And can you describe it for us? Because we want to know more about it.
Okay. Elsie, thank you for the invitations. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time tonight. I don't think you'll be disappointed in spending this time. We're going to speak about scalar energy. There's two energies in the universe. Scalar energy originates from the sun and the stars. It's the driving force, it's the animating force of the universe. It's perpetual. The reason the stars and the sun are perpetual is it is driven by a perpetual animating force. So scalar energy is the life force of the universe. Academia today does not embrace that concept. It's a shame. Other terms for scalar energy are tachyon energy or 0 point energy, chi, prana, consciousness. Now, in order to have a perpetual universe, the stars are perpetual, you need a perpetual source of light, of energy. It's scalar energy. It's free energy from the sun and the stars. And that's why this is so important. Scalar energy is the initial energy of the universe. Electricity is a derivative. So why have I spent so much time trying to drive home that point? Well, we have two options in this world: to work with either scalar energy or electromagnetic energy. And I want the world to see the benefit of working with free energy, scalar energy, as opposed to electromagnetic energy. So we're going to, if you will, look at the characteristics of scalar energy tonight. We will explore some of the functions of scalar energy, and you will go away, I think, impressed with this new science that is emerging and what this new science means to mankind.
So Tom, what you just mentioned electromagnetic energy. There's a difference between scalar energy and electromagnetic energy?
That's correct. The initial energy of the universe, the initial energy from the stars, is scalar energy, but it will, if you will, convert. It will break down into electromagnetic energy. So if you go to the very center of a star, it's powered by scalar energy. And therefrom, once it propagates and leaves the star, it breaks down into electromagnetic energy. And there's so many theories that I could use tonight to prove that, but the driving force behind the stars is non-physical energy. It has to be, because otherwise the physical component would be consumed. This is why you never can get past this model of a star trying to ascertain where does all the fuel come from. There is no material fuel. It's non-physical. Anyway, long story short, scalar energy is the initial energy. The secondary energy is the derivative electromagnetic energy.
Okay, so now how does the scalar energy allow you to take someone's photo and remotely send that energy to them?
Okay, so if this energy is what I consider the consciousness of the universe, or the God force, when we're in that paradigm, when we're working in that, if you will, that scalar energy force field, it's a force field. Everything is interconnected. In other words, it's an information system. It's a universal information system. So the universe connects automatically. All information connects in a scalar energy force field. Hence, if I take my photograph and I place my photograph inside a scalar energy instrument, my force field on the photograph will connect with me. A photograph of a person represents that person. This is my double. This is my holographic double, or my bilocated version. So when I work with people, nobody visits my laboratory. In a scalar energy environment, you are represented by your photograph. Now, we're having a Zoom call tonight. Obviously, nobody's in my office. You're represented on my computer screen. I am represented on your computer screen. So we're transcending time and space by way of a Zoom call. Well, likewise, if you can do that by Zoom, you can do that by way of a photograph.
Wow, that's interesting. So how do you see the future of scalar energy and how it's going to serve us in this new whole AI event that's happening throughout our world?
Yeah. Consider my instrument as a miniature star. It's free energy. I can extract this energy from the atmosphere. It's free energy. And the fact that I can broadcast this energy anywhere in the world. In other words, if somebody lives in India, I can send this energy to a person in India. It's free energy. And I don't need a satellite to send it. I just broadcast it to a person in India. So what does that mean? Not only is the production free, but the distribution is free. Now, if I can do that with people by way of their photograph, I should be able to light up a building with free energy and distribute that energy. So if I can produce and distribute the energy to people, eventually I can produce and distribute the energy to buildings. So we are now providing free energy to people. In the future, we'll be able to provide free energy to buildings and to homes and to factories. So that will be the end of the energy crisis.
Wow. Well, isn't that kind of what Nikola Tesla was trying to do?
Yes, yes, he was. And he was stifled. Tesla had free energy. Tesla was the first man, in my estimation, to create and harness scalar energy through instrumentation. He was very successful. And he tried to introduce that concept to the world. But he was stifled. The powers that be back then did not want free energy. They don't want it today. Why? Because it liberates mankind, but it cuts into their corporate profits. This is free energy, and it's held in high regard by people like ourselves, but there are those vested interests that do not want free energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's understandable. What led you on this journey? Because I know that you studied this for a long time and followed a few very significant people who were also working with scalar light energy.
I studied two scientists in specific, Nikola Tesla and Galen Hieronymus, two men who developed scalar energy instruments. And I saw the results. Both Tesla and Hieronymus, scalar energy researchers, had incredible results. And they did it with this scalar energy paradigm. They were no longer working with electricity. And I saw the ease, the comfort, how inexpensive this is, how consummate not only the energy is, but how guaranteed the outcome. Because when you're working with energy, it's the fundament of nature. And in so doing, once you can control that fundament, you can guarantee the outcome. So this truly is a cause and effect paradigm that indeed, if you can control the cause, scalar energy, you can actuate, you can effectuate a desired outcome. So after studying Tesla and Hieronymus, I said, I've got to make a career out of this. I said, this is it. This is going to change the world. Scalar energy will change the world.
Yeah, so I see you've been working on that for a long time. And also, all of your work is remote because the fact that scalar energy is not bound by time and space.
Yes, exactly. Imagine that. Imagine that people from around the world send me their photograph, and let's say they have the herpes infection. And through their photograph, working in that realm of scalar energy, we can eradicate the herpes virus. We do all of that remotely by way of a person's photograph. Now, it's simple, it's easy, it's safe. And this calls to mind that if I can work with one person, I can work with 1 million people a day by way of a photograph. So I think the world is going to eventually catch on to this. I think it's going to remain a grassroots effort for the time being, but nonetheless, you can't keep good news like this suppressed forever. So again, thank you for this opportunity tonight to present this to your group. Scalar energy is going to change the course of history. Mark my word. This technology will change our lifestyle for the better.
Good. So I want to go back and share our screen because you sent me some amazing information about what it's doing with a group that you're working with in India.
Yes.
So here's a photo again of the custom-built one of your scalar light instruments. And then I want to go down, and here is the photo that you sent of this community. So tell us a little bit more about how you connected with this community.
Yeah, we have an outreach in which we'll contact non-government organizations, Christian missionaries, etc., social activists. This group that you see photographed is Om Prakash. It's an HIV clinic in Delhi, India. The gentleman in the very center with the orange shirt, his name is Sahil. He's the founder. Now, we receive photographs from this clinic. We've worked with over 5,000 people at that clinic who were HIV positive, had some type of viral load for HIV. After working with over 5,000 people at that clinic, nobody has a viral load after our sessions. Now, to further that, the man in the center, his name is Sahil again, he's the founder. I worked with him initially in 2017. He had a viral load he was HIV positive for 13 years. after working with Sahil, the founder, he's never had a viral load since. He's never had any symptoms of HIV viral disease. He's gained weight, he's healthy, he no longer takes on any medication to combat the HIV virus. So he was convinced that what we did was successful. And accordingly, as the founder, he's introduced our work to his entire community. And without any exaggeration, we've already worked with 5,000 people at that clinic, and everybody's feeling better.
Wow.
So eventually the world is going to hear about this clinical study.
How long did you have to work with them, Tom? You got their pictures?
Yeah.
Was this over a year or a month or?
No, it's my experience. It only takes one treatment, one session to destroy a virus.
Wow.
You see, we're able to disassemble the molecular bonds of a virus immediately. It only takes one. It actually only takes a split second.
Wow.
Because we're working at the quantum level. You know, this is not a chemical process, it's an informational process. So we break down the information of the HIV virus. If you negate the information of the HIV virus ceases to exist. That's what we're doing.
So we actually have a slide. This is you actually got these test results with the HIV clinical trials not detected from all of these people. This was
Yes, thank you, Elsie. So what you're looking at is a follow-up PCR test. That's one of the participants from this HIV/AIDS clinic in Delhi, India. This individual agreed to a follow-up PCR test in November of 2019. And after being HIV positive for years, this individual now is undetectable. There's no viral load. Those red arrows point to the not detected viral load for HIV. Now, bear in mind, throughout their life, since they've been positive, this individual has been detected with some type of viral load. Now, the individual feels better. People gain weight, their appetite returns. They have a zest for life. Actually, their lymphocyte counts, their CD4 count increases. So what am I trying to drive forward? Well, after the scalar energy sessions, nobody has any indication of HIV. There's no viral load whatsoever, and the people return to health. So as a new science, I have to allow the people of the world to interpret this, and I have to allow the test results to be shared. Mind you, nobody's been able to substantiate my work because my work is groundbreaking and nobody has my instruments. My instruments are unique.
Okay, so here's another test result for Epstein Barr that you were working with
Yes.
someone there.
Yes. This individual had a Epstein Barr and a herpes infection for over 30 years. After submitting their photograph to us, this individual went for a follow-up PCR test, and the follow-up test showed no viral load for Epstein Barr, no viral load for herpes. You can see that by the red arrows.
Yes.
Now, this is typical of our work. After years of being infected with incurable viral infections, it's considered that herpes is incurable. Once you have it for life. These people no longer have a viral load for these viruses, or for that matter, other types of bacterial and fungal infections. So I'm going to go on record by saying this instrument that I've developed can seek out, can identify a microbe, a microorganism, can break down the molecular bonds of that microbe, that microorganism. When you fragment a microbe, a microorganism, it ceases to exist as an infectious agent. So we're taking a microbe, we're disassembling that microbe into smaller, harmless physical forms.
Okay, and then you also sent me another one. Let me see, did I miss that? The Epstein Barr. There was one for HIV, Epstein Barr. Oh, here it is for herpes, right? Okay, that you just spoke about. Yeah.
there's another test result, two back-to-back test results for herpes. This individual likewise was infected for years. Since 2007, this individual had herpes. Well, after the scalar energy sessions, this individual had a PCR test conducted in 2018. There's no viral load. After that, in 2021, this individual had another follow-up test. There's no viral load, again, for herpes. So two back-to-back tests prove that this individual no longer has a discernible, detectable viral load for herpes. After being infected, well, for at least 10 years, in 2007, this individual experienced the first infection for herpes.
Wow.
So that's the proof. The
Yeah.
proof is in the pudding.
Now, I know that you said that the scalar light also balances the 7 major chakras, the meridians. Would you talk a little bit about that? Help us understand how that works?
Mhm. Scalar energy in composition, it's a double helix. It looks like DNA. And if you've ever seen any type of artist rendition of a chakra, it's a double helix.
Right.
It rotates. So what am I getting at? We have 7 chakras and there's 7 vortices. They rotate, they spin. And scalar energy is the spinning mechanism that spins our chakras. So what am I getting at? Our chakras are 7 vortices of scalar energy. Scalar energy is a vortex. And scalar energy as a vortex spins or sets into motion our chakras. So a scalar energy session will download scalar energy into our scalar energy chakras and balance those scalar energy chakras. You don't balance chakras by electricity. Electricity is inimical to a chakra. You use light to perform a like function. So you use a scalar energy wave to download into our scalar energy chakras.
How does scalar energy relate to gravity? Because in 3-dimensional reality, we are stuck in gravity.
We are. Gravity is the effect. It's not a cause. It's not a fundamental cause in nature. The fundamental cause of gravity is scalar energy. There was a scientist by the name of Grebennikov, and Grebennikov was able to create a scalar energy platform. He was able to float, levitate with a scalar energy platform. Meaning what? Well, scalar energy is caused, if you will. Scalar energy is the cause of gravity. Now, if possible, I might do a screen share with you if that's possible. I'll show you a photograph of this floating platform. So to answer your question, scalar energy is the cause, is the fundament behind gravity. If your scalar energy force field is, if you will, contractive, it's a stronger gravitational pull. If it's expansive, then gravity relaxes. It's as simple as that. So scalar energy can control a force field of gravity.
Amazing. Woo. And how is that, how scalar, we just talked about gravity, but how is it related to time?
Yeah, very good. Anytime you look at nature, nature is simple. There's a simple explanation. And if you miss that rubric, if you miss the fact that all creation is simple, you don't understand nature. You don't understand the cause and effect. So let's look at a scalar wave. It rotates. When that scalar wave rotates in a certain fashion forward, time moves forward. If you were to reverse that rotation, time would move back. So time is a river of energy. Scalar energy is the cause of time. Rotating a scalar wave, one wave will produce time moving forward. To reverse that scalar wave, time moves backwards. It's very simple. It's simple and eloquent, but it explains the function of time. Time is a function of scalar energy.
Really amazing. Well, I want to just open up things and ask if want to go back to our gallery view. If anyone has some questions that they would like to ask Tom, if you do, just unmute yourself. Anybody have any questions? Yes, okay, Mary Jo, unmute yourself. Lola, you got to unmute yourself.
Unmute at the top,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Oh, there. Right
All
there.
right, let's go to Addie. We'll come back to you. Okay, there you go. You're unmuted.
I'm sorry, I couldn't, my cursor wasn't coming in. I have two questions. Does Scalar work with addictions?
Many times it does. The chakra balancing will reprogram the mind in the 7 chakras, the meridians. We've seen gradual healing from some people with cigarette addiction, drug addiction, sex addiction, computer addiction, various types of addiction. So it's really palliative. I can't promise a cure, but I see an improvement. Now, keep in mind, if this energy, if a brain wave is a scalar wave, and a scalar energy instrument can recalibrate a brain wave or our 7 chakras, we see a gradual improvement, a gradual healing for many people.
Okay, and I have a second question really quickly. Do you have to state the diseases or the illnesses or what have you? Do we need to tell you what to look for, or does the Scalar just find illnesses or diseases to heal?
It's that way. It's scalar is the all-knowing mind of God. What am I getting at? I believe this energy is divine. If this energy is everywhere and it's perpetual, it has to have a divine character. So I do not diagnose. People submit their photograph. I have a standardized process in which I can guarantee the destruction of a microbe, guarantee the balancing of the chakras, and then guarantee the third function. I can guarantee the creation of a nutrient, a vitamin or a mineral. I can guarantee those functions. Outside of that, I let God do the healing.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Addie, you had a question?
Yes, could this improve your eyesight?
With some people, I've had marginal success with some people with eyesight.
So will it help with other possible diseases, or does it have to be viruses?
My specialty is with pathogens. I can guarantee the identification and destruction of germs, microbes, pathogens. Other diseases, keep in mind, there's 30 or 40,000 chronic diseases. So only God can heal all those diseases.
True. Could it have any possible negative impact?
I've never seen that because it's information. It's not a chemical reaction. This is non-physical. This is what I love about my work. And so I don't open the door to allergic reactions or chemical die-off or chemical imbalance. It's information. It's pure information.
Is it changing a person's DNA? I've heard that expression. I don't know.
I don't know. I will say that DNA is caused and maintained by scalar energy. If you look at DNA, it's a double helix, which is the same ratio and proportion as a scalar wave, which is a double helix. So I believe we are composed of scalar energy and maintained by scalar energy.
Okay, Mary, you had a question.
I had a question. It may be off the subject, but okay. So like in CERN, what kind of energy are they using? Is that more electromagnetic or?
I think in CERN, what I've understood, and this is what I've read, they were trying to access a portal.
Yeah.
And maybe the term portal or Stargate, that in and of itself, is that what they were trying to do? Then that's a scalar energy paradigm that they were trying to access. Now, with my instrument, I access that scalar energy paradigm all the time, but I do it for the glory of God.
Yeah.
I'm very dubious as to what they were doing in CERN. If they were trying to access a portal, a scalar energy portal, what were they trying to achieve? It's still clouded in a mystery, and I don't know why the mystery. I'm rather transparent about my work. I have a public website to that effect. So What were they doing in CERN? I don't know. I've heard that they were trying to access a portal. If that's the case, then the only way you can access a portal is through a scalar energy instrument. Were they using a scalar energy instrument? I don't know.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, Carol, Chris, go ahead.
Yeah. I was wondering, I'm doing your scalar stuff, and can it bring up things behind an illness? I don't mean psychological. I mean another something behind an additional illness.
Not that I've ever experienced, no. Because
Okay,
if this
so
is,
it is, yeah. And you said I don't know what else.
tell me what you're experiencing. Do you feel free
Um,
to do that?
Yeah, I have vertigo,
Okay.
and I also had a stroke 4
Okay.
months ago. But neither are, it isn't connected to that. But I felt that when I get over one thing, then the second thing hit. And I couldn't figure out why. So I found out about you, and I've been doing it, but I don't feel a whole lot better,
No.
basically.
Okay.
And I'm wondering again, how long would this take?
I can't answer that. Everybody's different. And secondly, your healing curve is going to be different in so many circumstances, so many extenuating factors. If you had vertigo, I've never been successful with the vertigo. As
Thanks.
far, I'm just being blunt with you. As far as a stroke, I cannot prevent a stroke. My specialty is, again, to balance the chakras and to eliminate the pathogens. Do I think we can use, eventually, do I think other researchers will figure out a way to address vertigo? I hope so. I hope so.
Wow.
That's not my specialty.
Okay, so it's basically your bacteria and viruses and those things in there.
Yeah.
But they say that most illnesses of the nature of the body are bacteria imbalances or viral things.
Yes.
So I'm thinking, yeah, and an overall feeling of well-being.
Yes.
Okay, well,
See, I can calibrate, I can control these instruments to destroy a germ. I'll tell you how I do this. I'm holding in
Okay.
my hand a photograph of the herpes virus. I actually place a photograph of a microbe inside the instrument. And the instrument will look at the herpes virus and then seek the herpes virus out and destroy it.
oh, okay.
Okay, that's how it works. There's no guesswork. So a photograph of a microbe instructs the instrument to identify the microbe, herpes, in me and seek it out and destroy it, break it apart. So I'm very proficient at that because there's no guesswork. Once again, a photograph of a microbe assures the destruction of a microbe.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so now I've got another question. I also signed up for a month's session. I should experience maybe some sense of improved well-being. I signed up not with any particular condition, but just wanting to see what would happen. So clearly I've got to be having some microbes, and if it's balancing my chakras, then
Why am I feeling it?
Yes.
overall,
Yes, it's a general well-being. Your overall health should improve. Now, what do I like about what I'm doing? We call it the standardized session. Well, to eradicate microbes, everybody has microbes. To balance the chakras, everybody could stand to balance their chakras. And the third component, We assemble nutrients. I'll explain how I do that. I take photographs of nutrients. That's a photograph of riboflavin. And I'm able to assemble riboflavin by way of this photographic interpretation. That photograph downloads information into me, and I can assemble riboflavin into myself or anybody through that photograph. So it's a straightforward process, and I can guarantee the destruction of virus by a way of a photograph of a virus, or the creation of a nutrient by a photograph of that nutrient. So there's no guesswork, there's no human reasoning here. When you're working with a light instrument, it does what you tell it to do.
Oh, great.
So if
Yeah.
someone wants, if someone has cancer, it can destroy that because you have photos of that.
Cancer is a different approach. I don't have the cure for cancer. It's going to have some type of calibration, the scalar energy calibration to reprogram the DNA. I cannot do that right now.
Oh. Okay, thank you.
Thanks,
Okay.
girls. So Tom, I know that you have a special offer for people on the call tonight. Would you tell us about that? And you've sort of indicated what you offer on your site, but maybe you could explain that to us now.
Okay. Our website, I'm going to punch it in the chat. Our website is scalarlight.com. Now, if you've never visited our website, go to the website and read a few of the articles. My work is different. It's groundbreaking. Why is it different? Well, nobody has these scalar energy instruments. And nobody has been able to repeat my work. And I'm not saying that to be an elitist. You have to have a scalar energy instrument to perform scalar energy functions. Tesla did it, Hieronymus did it, my two predecessors, but nobody since then that I know of is working in that realm of scalar energy engineering. So my website is scalarlight.com. If you've never visited the website before, there's 15 days of free sessions on the website. Avail yourself of that. And you sign up and you send in your photograph, and then you decide if this is of merit. The best way I can prove this is by you. You see, academia doesn't know what to think of this. Academia doesn't recognize star energy.
Okay, so Addie, you had a question? You have to unmute yourself.
I have a question too, Elsie.
Yeah, Marie, go ahead.
Besides any kind of, problem with like disease and everything, what about any kind of bodily structures, like balance and things of that sort? Can that be eliminated?
Balance. Many people have told me that if they had vertigo, or if they had a problem with balance, or a problem with concentration, they feel that after a month or two of the sessions, they feel better. Perhaps because we can eradicate many of the microbes, the spirochetes, the viruses, the fungi in the brain that pass the blood-brain barrier that are causing neurological impairment or some type of imbalance. For instance, I've worked with many people in the early stages of Alzheimer's or Parkinson, and I think we prolonged their life because we've eradicated those microbes that have passed the blood-brain barrier that are serving to impair their neurological health. Now, if we can do that with people who have some type of pathogenic infection in their brain, well, if we do that for the entire soma, the entire body, it's going to speak to that point of helping people in general, whether it's a balance issue or whether it's neurological impairment or whether it's loss of memory or lack of vitality. So, I can only speak in general because I don't know anybody's condition, nor I want to be very clear, I'm not a medical professional, and I don't use this instrument to diagnose. It's a standard process. And with that standard process, I can guarantee an outcome, but I cannot guarantee an outcome for each person. I can guarantee that in my laboratory, the way I operate is a standardized, repeatable function.
So, for example, if you have a problem like with heart disease or something like that, that's not balanced, it's something within your body, would that make a difference?
Sometimes. If
Sometimes.
somebody has a heart condition, you need to see a specialist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Marion raised her hand. Marion,
Yes,
ready?
yes.
Patty, quick question because you were on before.
Okay, this would help if somebody had COVID then, because that's a virus, right?
Yes.
And then I was
We-
gonna ask, I'm sorry.
We had great success during the pandemic. My
Wow.
friends and my family never went to the hospital. Go on.
And then is this the same as what Dr. Rose Michaels is doing with the EE system?
I don't know. I've heard about that system. I've not investigated it. Those instruments are different than mine. So I cannot speak about that work. I cannot speak about her work. They're two different systems. Mine are custom built. I believe hers are custom built. So they have to have a different approach.
Yes. So
And then if somebody sends you their picture, I'm sorry, I'm going back. If somebody sends you their picture, you said you don't have to know what they want, but do you put all these pictures of riboflavin and everything, and you put them in? Okay.
Yes.
And then what do you do with the pictures? Do you keep them or?
I'll answer both. I
Okay,
have, for instance, with this nutrient program, I have over 350 photographs of nutrients. And this is one instrument that works with nutrients. So I place people's photographs right by the photographs of the nutrients. So throughout the day, the nutrients are being sent, downloaded, instructed into a person. Okay.
wow.
And then secondly, after the sessions, I destroy the photographs. I don't keep photographs. For a privacy matter, I just destroy the photographs. They're gone.
So it sounds like that would have to improve your health, getting all the benefits of,
Yes, I think it
Yeah.
does.
yes,
thank you.
yeah. Marion, you had a question?
Yes. I had a bad reaction to the COVID vaccines, which is still going on. Might this help in that situation?
Some people are saying that they have benefits from our programs. That if they had vaccine injuries, they feel that the Scalar sessions are helping them. Can I promise that? No. Why? It's a new vaccine. We really don't know what the heck was in those vaccines, frankly. I'll go on record by saying I think that vaccination program was too hasty and some of the adjuvants are questionable.
Yeah. And since you're offering 15 days of free sessions, how many more sessions might an average person with average problems need?
The reason we only offer 15 days is some people say, all I want to take is 15 days. Now,
But you might
after
have
that,
to-
after
Go
that,
ahead.
people decide. We have a retail store, so after that, people can pay. But we limit it to 15 days because some people just tell us point blank, that's all I want is 15 days.
Okay, but let's say you do the 15 days and there's no change, and you're trying to decide if you should continue with more sessions,
Only you can make that decision.
but might you have to take many months of sessions?
Only if you see an improvement. That's why we have to leave it up to the people. Everybody's different and their condition is different.
Sure.
So
Yeah, no, I
ultimately, we
understand that.
leave it up to people.
But you know people who have done sessions, so I mean, is somebody might have to do 6 months of sessions to get results? Does that ever happen?
I've seen some people stay on this for years because they feel they love the nutrients. They don't want to be infected with viruses and bacteria.
Hmm.
Some people are convinced. Now, what convinced them, frankly, I don't know, but they're convinced. So I don't like to push. Just to answer your question, Marianne, I don't like to push.
Sure.
And people have to make that decision.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, so Tom, I think on your site, there's actually listed the different programs that they can take. There's specific programs, is that correct?
There's so many things you can do with this energy. Thank you, Elsie. So we have a female hormone session. We have an endorphin session. We have a digestive enzyme session. There is a natural foods session, and it goes on and on. So there's many things we can do with the scalar energy apparatus. You visit the website and just do your homework at your leisure.
Great, thank you. Anybody else have any questions before we go on? Okay, well, gee, Tom, this has been so informative, and to realize that the scalar energy can go through walls, that it's, you know, not bound by time and space, it can reach people anywhere, is very exciting. Thank you very much.
Everybody, thank you for your time and effort. We thank our hostess, Elsie. Thank you so much. You prepared an incredible slide. Your production and your overview has been very thorough. I hope this helps people better understand what we're doing. And the great promise with this universal energy, this free energy that will liberate mankind.
Yeah, so I put your slide back up. Here again is the website. Here's how to contact them toll free, but you can go right on the website. And as Tom said, there's a lot of information. And if you like, again, also the website is in the chat. You can sign up for 15 days of free scalar energy and see how you feel.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thanks, Tom. See you later.
Very
Thank you.
Okay, everybody. So one of the things I want to do before we leave tonight is go back to our prayer bowl, okay, which is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I want to have us do our prayers for everyone in the bowl, which includes all of us, by the way, as well. So let's get comfortable and let's call in the sun, moon, and stars. We have a huge full moon Tuesday night that's continuing on out there. So sit back in your chair and get relaxed. Close your eyes. And what we're going to do is come in to this heart-to-heart energy for all the people here in our prayer bowl, for everyone on the call tonight. So take a deep breath in and let go. Close your eyes. And with your intention from your heart to the heart of all the people in the prayer bowl, let us just send love and prayers and healing for whatever is the highest purpose, the highest good. Just opening our hearts and sending prayers. Breathing in, expanding the heart, and as you breathe out, reaching everyone in the prayer bowl. And again, with our intention for the highest purpose and the highest good. So I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight and listening to Tom. Tonight was a makeup for February when I was voiceless. And we'll have our regular at the end of the month. Guest, I think it's the 23rd, have somebody on. And I'll see you all again then.
Thank you, Elsie.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Elsie.
Thank you very much.
Thank
That
you.
was great.
Great to see you. Karen, thank you for your information about Jordan. How are things continue to go well? And
Yeah, she's doing great. She's here listening, actually.
hi, Jordan.
So, yeah, she's recovering really well. She's about 3 weeks out almost. So school's anywhere between 4 and 6 weeks. So hopefully her staples come out Tuesday. We sit with her CHOP team on Wednesday and kind of go from there. But she's doing amazing. So thank you so much for all of your prayers. They definitely protected our family and Jordan during, a really unexpected time.
Yeah, great. Our pleasure. Okay, everyone, enjoy that full moon. Drink it in. Yes. Okay, everyone.
Thank you.
Try the 15 days if you have to go on Tom's website and look it over, and it won't hurt. Okay, everybody, have a good night and a good
Thank
Good night.
Thank
Good
you,
night.
Elsie.
Elsie. Thank
Good
you.
night.
Bye, guys.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.